this tutorial, we will construct the electronics housing and mount it to the license plate frame. Holes for the standoff bolts, LEDs, transducer leads, and power cable entry point need to be drilled. Because the unit will be deployed outdoors, we will need to ensure that the electronics unit is protected from the elements. I will teach you how to create a gasket for your enclosure, as well as sealing all entry points. The tools and hardware used for this stage depend on your application. I use a 9/16 wood boring bit for the panel mount LEDs, a 1/4 inch bit for the standoff bolts, and a 1/16 bit for the transducer leads. A plastic enclosure is suggested for ease of construction and resistance to the elements. License plate frames, gasket material, and silicone sealant all are available at Ace Hardware. So with that, let's get started. Okay, you're going to need to mark out where you put your mounting holes. You're going to need 2 on the main box for the mounting bolts, and then you're going to need 3 LED holes and 2 tiny holes for the ultrasonic transducer. So we'll start with the main enclosure. Use an old broken surfboard. Next we're going to do the license plate frame, which will hold the brackets for the enclosure. I've already got those marked out. Right now I'm using the nylon bolts that came with the license plate frame. I don't suggest using nylon. I don't feel like making a trip right now, but I'll swap these out at a later date for hopefully stainless steel. So right now this is just a fitting for how it fits on the back of the vehicle. It's not meant to support any kind of load right now. We'll adjust it later. General idea is that you're going to have a standoff like that, and the enclosure will hang like so. I'm going to go ahead and test the fit on the license plate itself. The idea is that the enclosure is offset from the back of the vehicle. That way we're not blocking the numbers on the plate. So next we're going to drill the 3 holes for the position LEDs, the warning LEDs. I have them already marked out. I'm using a wood hole saw. I'm not sure if there's a better tool or not, but this is all that they had at Ace Hardware. Okay, next we'll check the fit of the LED in the hole. And these are panel mount LEDs, so they'll snap right in. This is a 5/8 hole, so I'm not going to snap it in because I'm not sure if I'll be able to get it back out, but as you can tell it fits and it'll snap. As you can see with this hole here, there's a little bit of rubbish left over. We'll just take a file and file that off and smooth the hole out. Next we're going to drill the lead holes for the ultrasonic transducer at the bottom. Check the fit. So as you can see, the leads make a little bit of a snug fit, so we'll just open the holes up a little bit. That's essentially it for the hole drilling portion of the project. Okay. Next we're going to make the lid gasket for the enclosure. That way we don't get water coming into the enclosure as it sits outside in the rain. I bought this gasket material from Ace Hardware. It cost, I think, maybe $5 for the entire pack. It comes with 4 types of gasket material. You get fiber gasket, cork, you have a fiber and synthetic mixture, and a rubberized high density fiber material. These are the 2 that you're going to want to use for an outdoors gasket. I myself think that the normal fiber and synthetic rubber will suffice. We're going to do the outline of the lid first, and then we're going to draw the inside of the flange second. Next we're going to flip it and make sure that we get it as aligned as possible. Is that too close? So that we can draw the inside flange outline. And we're going to cut out the inside of the gasket. You're going to cut out your inside dimension gasket. Go ahead and save this material for another gasket that you'll make in the future. And we'll go ahead and test the fit of our gasket. And as we can see, it fits. So next, we'll go ahead and trim down.
Yeah, that's good.
And go ahead and trim the remaining amount that sticks out from the side. And that's how we make our gasket. Okay, next we're going to install the LEDs into the faceplate of the enclosure. It's important to put silicone sealant around the LEDs to prevent water intrusion into the box, and which will ruin your electronics. So you're going to want to use silicone sealant. I'm using auto and marine sealant from Gap around the circumference of the LED. We're going to snap the LED into place in the enclosure. And wipe away any excess sealant with a dry cloth. Once this cures, it's not hard to remove it, but it does break the seals, so you'll have to redo this if you install a different LED. Okay, next we're going to put the ultrasonic transducer in. Basically, we're going to want to make sure that water intrusion doesn't occur at the 2 insertion holes. Coating the underside of the transducer and seating it. Make sure that the leads have no silicone on it. Go ahead and hold the transducer in place using a rubber band. As the silicone cures, you should start seeing a thin ring at the base of the transducer. That'll hold the transducer in place. At the back, you want to make sure that all your leads are clean so that you can solder to the electrical components. The package says go ahead and let the silicone cure for 24 hours. That's fine. I'm going to go ahead and solder the components on and continue testing. So I'm not going to wait 24 hours.